Tell us about agreements for sale, also known as contracts for deed. Is that important to use a loan servicer in your mind, and what are the issues to work through there?
In these situations, we hold original documents. In some cases, we will hold an assignment or a transfer deed for people so that the seller has protection and the buyer has protection. So that neutral third party again can take the terms of the contract and help enforce them. Because otherwise, who's going to hold these documents? You can't necessarily trust them with the buyer, and you can't necessarily trust them with the seller. And that's just another service that people need so that you can have peace of mind.
Holding of those original documents is huge. Part of my practice is doing some title curing work. And I've had a number of cases, one in particular where it was a seller carryback. The original seller and lender passed away, and they were servicing their own paper. And then, 20 years later, my client goes to sell the property, and they're like, yeah, I paid off that loan, but it's still showing up. So then I,
Right.
track down the heirs, and I'm like, hey, you guys need to release this because it's been paid off. And they're like, oh, no, it's not been paid off. They owe me money. And I say, okay, well, how much? And they come up with some number out of the sky. And I say, okay, that's fine. If that's your position, then I need to see the original note or a copy of it at a minimum. And I need accounting of all payments that were made. And of course, they don't have any of that. And then I'm like, well, you guys, so even if anything was owed, I'm like, you can't make this claim unless you can prove to me what the exact loan terms were and what the payments, were made and how they were applied. Otherwise, you need to just release and convince them to release. So even if money was owed, they'd be out because they didn't have the original documents to support, their position. So, to me, having that servicer in place to, give some legitimacy to the, accounting, to the loan itself, that's huge.